turn these experiences of mine into a song that will make this world shine. I did despair when I found myself all alone. I've been trying to take away my joy and hide what I've known. Oh, how I long to express this love I have. Show His love, He died for me. Now I can't compete that. Oh, how I wish I could turn these experiences of mine into a song that would make the whole world shine. Been through many trials, I've been through much pain, but nothing can separate me from His love. It's standing in the way. I've seen and heard of many miracles, found the greatest love of all. I've had the answer to many prayers, but now I'm just watching the world fall. How can they feel without a song? How can they believe without a word? How can they dream without the hope? How can they live and not be told? Oh, how I wish I could turn these experiences of mine into a song that will make this world shine. I could write about a guy, write a baby in every line, write the right just to disguise the reality of my own life. I could write about this world, magic dreams and fairy tales.
Well, hello, and welcome to the final edition of the Virtual Arts Café for 2020. We hope you enjoyed the slideshow of all the wonderful things that Arts in the Yard have been doing for the last 12 months. The song that you heard was written and performed by local singer-songwriter Lana, and it's called How I Wish. That was lovely, Lana. Thank you. Well, today's show is packed full of fabulous music with a sprinkling of poetry and an interview with our featured artist Kelly, who's been responsible for all those wonderful flowers over the last few months. Well, we are in for a treat, so why not cozy up beside the fire and enjoy this beautiful piano piece from a young and very talented Julian. He plays for his school and his local church and is now going to perform for us Maybe by Iruma. Wow, so young and so talented. That was beautiful, Julian. Thank you. Next up, taken from his newly released book of poems, we have Charlie Chitty reciting Lobster, Lobster.
Click-clack go the claws of the blue-grey crustacean. The kitchen's a flurry of disambiguation. Pots and pans scatter as the tide goes back. Suitcases float above the upper spice racks. "I'll see," said the lobster, grinning his red, lobstery grin. "To be anywhere else it would just be a sin." There were screams from the crew who knew they would meet their demise. There was weeping too, but the lobster knew, through and through, he was going home. He couldn't wait to wave a lobster claw to his family, and as the wave hits the shelf, it's got to be the lobster. Bubbles a gleeful cry as the tank smashes. Lobster and brothers click away. Past the chaos and crashes, they reach the top deck and flip over the side. No more in the kitchen, no more having to hide behind a plastic rock from the chef and his knives, and as he floats down he can see his 2 wives. And his shrimpy-looking kids, and his neighbour Earl Pink. An explosion above as the ship starts to sink. Above turbulent waters, the passengers panic. It looks like this is it for the RMS Titanic. But the lobster won't complain, and he won't be a bitching. One iceberg was a miracle to a lobster in the kitchen.
Thank you, Charlie. His book is already #1 on Amazon for European poetry. So congratulations for that as well, Charlie. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a new guest, young vocal artist named Nandini, and she's going to sing for us, You've Got a Friend.
When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend.
Thank you, Nandini. That was lovely. Right, let's head over to Fiona, who will be having a little chat with our featured artist and paper flower maker extraordinaire, Kelly.
So, hi Kelly, it's lovely to have you here. I just really want to say thank you on behalf of everybody for all of the amazing flowers that you've been making during the Virtual Arts Cafe shows that we've been putting out since the summer. Hi, how are you, Kelly? You okay?
I'm fine, Fiona. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so I really enjoy doing the paper flowers. It's something that I felt inspired through lockdown. Literally being stuck in the house, having nothing to do, but also having no materials. So I literally went around the house to see what I could find. So I found newspapers, bits of serviettes, and that's sort of where it all started from.
That's brilliant, Kelly. Thanks. I was going to ask what was the inspiration behind the flowers, but I think you've answered that already. So that's amazing. And it's good to use things that we can all have available at home and to use those items to kind of upcycle and get creative with things that we just have at home ready to use. I can see that you've made some lovely vases. Can you tell me a little bit about those? How have you made those and what have you used?
So using materials already in your house, like vases, like glass bottles, drinks bottles, jars from cooking sauces. You can literally use anything. Some of the vases you're obviously going to see are from what some of my ladies have made after teaching them and showing them what to do. They've come up with their own ideas. I thought it'd be really good to show you ideas of other people's rather than just mine.
So I just wanted to ask you a little bit about how did you get into making? How did you start off?
So after having a illness, I wanted to find something that kept me occupied during my treatment. So I started doing bits of drawing, arts and crafts, and then I decided to go to university and get a degree in something that I really enjoy and love. And I ended up finding myself as a person who does absolutely everything involving arts and crafts. But I also really enjoy doing stuff within the community.
What is it about making that inspires you?
Well, Fiona, I really, really enjoy having a challenge. So if something's really like you don't think it's going to work, I won't give up on it. I just like to try it. I like to find a way of making it work. And that's just me as a person.
So do you think making helps people when they have challenges in their lives?
Definitely like to encourage people to, if they're going through even like just general day-to-day pressures, I try and encourage people to focus on the arts because I think it really helps. It helps focus the mind. It helps take you off what you're doing, and sometimes it makes you realise, that it's not as bad as what you initially thought because you're just stepping away from obviously what's going on at that time.
So Kelly, that's amazing. So how can we find you? How can we get involved with any of the arts activities that you're currently doing?
So Fiona, I run a arts and crafts group called Yardley Venture. Before lockdown, we used to run on a weekly basis, meeting together, doing paintings, crafts, anything really. We used to get quite messy at times. Since lockdown, we have craft packs go out every 2 weeks. We also have like a WhatsApp group for the ladies where it keeps them talking. They can pass their ideas around. So yeah, that's where we sort of are at the moment. Hopefully when lockdown's finished, we should be meeting back up on a weekly basis again, getting back to a bit of normality.
Thank you, Fiona. And thank you, Kelly. It's nice to finally see the face behind all that amazing art. Well, that's it. That's the end of the show. It's been a pleasure being with you all. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for taking part, whether in front or behind the camera. And now we hope that you will enjoy the Christmas medley that we've put together for the end of the show. Bye.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in the dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? Through the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in the winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. We'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in the winter wonderland. Talking in the winter wonderland, dancing in the winter wonderland, dancing in the winter wonderland. We're walking in the winter wonderland. Merry Christmas, everybody.